Good morning. Intentional plan Bs. What do we mean by intentional plan B? Because science says it's a really bad idea. And going by what I've learned over the last 40 or 50 years, because I'm 60, so I've done a lot of learning, having a plan B actually limits you. And it decreases your desire and can make you feel less committed. And I actually agree with that. But I know from a psychological perspective that having a plan B makes you feel secure. But I never personally plan for my plan A not to work. So actually, I agree with the science and don't believe in having a plan B either. So welcome to Morning Mindset. This is the third week of our 5-week series on living life by your design rather than existing by default. And this week's all about living intentionally. And today is about having intentional plan Bs. And there's a quote that says, life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. Think about that. Every choice you make makes you. And so life can be full of adventure. It can be fun and exciting, or it can be full of monotony and boredom and lack. It's your choice, and it's entirely up to you how you do your life. But whatever you decide to do, just remember it's all on you. No one else is going to make it happen. Right? It's like going to the gym and wanting someone else to do your push-ups for you. They're going to get fit and you're not. So if you want great things for yourself and others, and you want to achieve something real, you want to do something different, be something different, you can just feel happier. You have to go after it, and you have to get intentional about it with a plan A. You have to decide what it is you actually want from life. Make a plan of action, your plan A, and achieve it, and then create a step-by-step plan. And I've got other trainings on how to make those plans. But remember, when you do, you have to recognize there's always more than one way to do something, and prepare for all the possible variables, allow for setbacks, and have different strategies so you can make the same thing happen just using a different methodology. And I want to impress upon you that as important as it is as making a plan for your dreams, you need to make a solid commitment to yourself, right? You need to be real with that and go, I am really committed. I'm not just interested, I'm committed to this, and I'm committed to my self, because no matter what happens then, no matter what obstacles get in your way, you can still succeed. In fact, it's the only way to create that success that you want is to play all in, to give it 100%, and to deliver for yourself. Because as I said, no one's coming to do it for you. And because of that, when you play that way, with that level of commitment to yourself and your dreams, and being intentional about your life in general, and do it with passion, you only ever need a plan A. Because just your efforts alone and your intention alone will make you successful. So committing 100% to yourself and 100% to your goals. And it might be good to have be prepared in advance for a strategy to fight any fears of failing, though I don't actually believe in failure. And I've got a training on that somewhere too, because I think all failure is feedback. As Einstein says, failure is success in progress. And that's an important point. All right, so what else do I want to share with you? The important step that you also need to keep in mind is to take time to review your week and to recommit every day to your goals and every day to yourself, to make sure that what you're doing is intentional and strategic. And to bang on the drum a little bit here, believe in what you're doing. And remember, I've talked about in other trainings too, your why you started in the first place. And just apply the right amount of effort, not least because your dreams won't work and can't work unless you do. I think it's a quote around that too. So when you follow your plan and focus on those goals that get sucked into them obstacles, you can't go wrong, right? Real success follows 100% effort. Actually, that's a good quote. I should make that up. I did make it up. Anyway, never do anything unless you give it 100%. I never do. I think anything less than 100% and doing it properly is a complete waste of effort. And that's the main reason I don't actually have a plan B unless it's built around achieving the plan A. So I taught my children actually at a really young age about the importance of mindset and always putting in 100% effort, because then they would have a way to be proud of their achievements because their effort matched the result that they got. So I did it this way. I always said to my children, when they completed a task, whether it was tidying their room or washing the family car. They didn't do that very often. Or doing their homework. Didn't do that very often either. Actually, yes, they did. Sorry, kids. I used to ask them, are you proud of the job you've done? And that's all I would ask. I never, nag them about anything. It's like, are you proud of the job you've done? And it was a great idea because it allowed them to set their own standard of what was acceptable and what was not. And it allowed them to go, I'm proud of that because I put in a lot of effort, or I'm not really proud of that because I was sloppy and lazy and I didn't really put any effort in. And I still say today, effort in, reward out, kids. Yeah. And I keep myself accountable the same way. Every time I do something, I ask myself if I'm proud of the job I've done, because it's a great measure, because I know then, did I put enough effort in, or was I only half baked about it? Right. So you get to assess your own efforts and make a decision for yourself and whether your effort was enough, because we intrinsically know whether we've been sloppy, don't we? So to circle back to that plan B idea, I think having a plan B is actually really unhelpful. It completely distracts you from investing everything you've got into your plan A, because you can't play all in if you have another choice hovering around in the background of your mind. And if something doesn't work out when you do have your plan A, then just find another way that does. And that's not the same as having a plan B. It just means there's always more than one way of doing something. You just don't go in with your goals and your dreams with the idea of having a plan B. Okay? Think about this. How's this for a thought? Think about people having a plan B in their relationships. How's that ever going to work? It isn't, is it? Because having a plan B is unconsciously thinking something that's not going to work out. So I want you to be intentional with your life. I want you to get your mind fit, because with the right mindset, with being strategic, putting the right focus and the right effort in, your plan A has to work. Job done. Cool. That's it for me today. Next week, we are talking about evolution. I've got some really cool things to share with you there. And as always, I thank you for being here and truly appreciate you, and you're super grateful for your time. If you found this helpful and motivating, I'd love you to give some feedback, share your thoughts on some plan A and plan B theories. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. And if you want to help others change their lives for the better too, you can do that by sharing these mini trainings or with people that you know who may benefit. And if you want to keep up to date with the latest trainings, be sure to join my online community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, my greatest wish is for you to be MindFit, so you can live your best life, live it with passion, reset, be authentic, and be you. And yay, there's comments. Let's have them. Bring it. What's your plan B's, kids? Bring it on. Mark Sullivan, good morning. You get brownie points, Mark Sullivan, for always being the first one. Hi, Tech Mother. Good morning, Coach. You always look so cheerful and going, oh, thanks. Thanks, Hi, Tech Mother. Hang on, let me just bask in that for a moment. Hi, Tech Mother says, I totally agree. I don't want a plan B. No. My original dream with my husband is my plan A, and it will always be my plan R, to serve the most needy in the community with all we have. 100%. I love that. Parker says, there is no failure. It's just lessons and learning. Good morning, Coach Pamela. I love that, Parker. Yay. Good morning to you too. Sebastian says, absolutely. If you need a plan B, you never seriously had a plan A. 100%. I'm committed to plan A for life. Yep. 100%. Parker says, self-accountability is so empowering. It really, really is. I agree. Love that. Mark says, I only have a plan A in my relationship. Just as well. Sebastian says, it's not a relationship. It's not a relationship if they want option. No. We can take that to so many places, but I'll leave it. Love, no plan B. There is no plan B. Yeah. You're deciding to fail, I reckon, if you have a plan B. Yeah. And that's it for the comments. Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything. And I will see you next week. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye for now.